So, let's begin this with a question. What kind of truck do you buy when you don't want a Turbo 4? You want something that is naturally aspirated, has a V6, four-wheel drive, doesn't have 10 billion computers in it, is simple, and still gets the job done. Well, you don't buy a Ford. Currently, right now, the Ranger is a 2.3 EcoBoost with a 2.7 EcoBoost on the way, and the Ranger Raptor with a 3-liter EcoBoost. You don't buy a new Tacoma. That's the 2.4 turbo with a hybrid option. You don't buy a Chevy Colorado or a GMC Canyon, as the only engine option there is a 2.7 turbo. So what does that leave? Well, you could go with a Jeep Gladiator. They still offer the Pentastar V6. That's naturally aspirated. Or you go the route that I did, and you buy a Nissan Frontier. Now, this isn't any Nissan Frontier. This is the Nissan Frontier Pro-4X. This is a 2024 model at that. So hey there, YouTube. Grand Pibble Adventure, as well as JJ's Grand Adventure. That's right, this video is going up on both channels. What you see in front of you is a 2024 Nissan Frontier Pro-4X in gun gray metallic. Now, to answer that question I posed earlier of why I went with the Nissan Frontier, it has a 3.8 liter naturally aspirated V6, making 310 horsepower, 281 foot-pounds of torque, mated to a 9-speed transmission. That 9-speed is based on the Mercedes Tiptronic 9-speed, but it's manufactured under license by Jacko. The Frontier also has a fully boxed frame on it. Not quite sure what the other manufacturers could say about that. Maybe Toyota finally has a fully boxed frame. I know third gens have broken frames. You get a Dana 44 axle under the rear with an electronic locking rear differential. A 2-speed shift on the fly transfer case. The Pro-4X has Dolstein off-road shocks, a skid plate package, as well as a whole host of other interior options. And like I posed earlier in the question, there's not really a ton of electronics in this. In fact, this Pro-4X, this current Frontier, the D41, otherwise known as the 3rd gen, isn't actually a truly all-new truck. Its frame and underpinnings are based on the 2nd gen. So essentially what Nissan did was they made a new body and interior and plopped it on an old frame. The engine and transmission is not even exactly new either. It debuted for the 2021 model year of the 2nd gen Frontier. So it's a proven setup. For 2024, the Pro-4X base price starts around $40,000. They first came out with them in 22. They were around $37,000 starting out. My Pro-4X, as you see and how it's equipped now, was $48,000 out the door. So let's go hop inside and give you guys a tour of the interior. My Pro-4X has red stitching, red accents, red stitching and embossing on the seats. They're cloth seats, as I actually don't really like and care for leather. You get the lava red accenting that carries on from the exterior. Mine also has the 9-inch touchscreen with premium Fender audio. And also, mine also has these all-weather floor mats, which do a decent enough job keeping dirt and stuff inside. Except up underneath that gas pedal there, where it could be a little longer. But hey, that's why they make a vacuum cleaner, right? Red stitching carries on into the back seats as well. You have to excuse a little bit of the mess. We had Thor back here already. But in the rear, you get a 120 volt 400 watt wall plug, as well as a USB-A and USB-C charge ports. You get flip down cup holders, as well as the all-weather floor mats continuing on. That Fender subwoofer hanging out underneath the seat, so you do lose a cargo bin. Going to the bed, it is factory spray lined. It's got the Utilitrack, cargo lights. Don't mind the bottle of recyclables, or bag of recyclables, my bad. As well as a very light dampened tailgate. This tailgate also has electronic locking on it. Great feature to have. Coming back around to the interior, these seats do flip up and they do fold down. Down behind, you got your jack, lift gear, and all that. Underneath, I can unlock it one-handed here. You got a cubby spot, but mine's taken up with the off-road adventure and medic kit, and threw a few power sports toe straps under there for good measure. You know, truck stuff. The off-road protection package also gives you this scuff plates in the doors. Something you don't really see too much anymore, a locking glove box. Not the biggest space there, but hey, it's a locking glove box. Now we're gonna start it up and all that and kind of go through some of the stuff. Turn the AC down so that you can actually hear what I gotta say. Like I said, it's a 9-inch touchscreen, Fender audio. Ooh, let's not do that. Don't want to get copyrighted. But, you know, it does your phone, audio, navigation. You know, all your usual fun stuff. You got a cubby up here, wireless charging here, a nice deep center console, dual zone climate, which is nice to have. Mine is optioned with heated seats, heated steering wheel. You got your park assist button, another USB-A and a USB-C, as well as 12-volt charge port. Do not have a sunroof, which is fine. I don't have the tech package in here. Not a deal breaker for me. 4-wheel drive is shift knob here. You know, just turn it 4 high, locks it into 4 high there. You'll see the thing on the dash light up. To go to 4 low, basically you got to put the transmission in neutral, and then you turn and push this into 4 low. You got your whole host of buttons over here as well. Tow mode, you got your dimmer for your gauges, driver assist audio, like your chimes and whatnot. Switch for your power inverter in the bed, so that wall outlet in the bed there, that's how you turn that on. Got cargo lamps, hill descent, traction, and that switch for the rear locker. That rear locker can only be engaged while you are in 4 low. Steering wheel controls. This steering wheel is basically right out of the Titan, leather wrapped, and you get the red stitching on that as well. You got your driver information stack there. You can scroll through the menus there. This is the normal screen I use. You got your off-road screen, tells you what mode you're in, as well as your pitch and yaw and roll. You got some auxiliary gauges there. Looks like transmission and battery, oil temp, coolant temp, or oil pressure and coolant, or oil pressure and oil temp, my bad. Some more driving information. Truck's been averaging 20.4 miles to the gallon, but most of my driving has been highway so far. You got your fuel economy, audio, which right now is off, copyright reasons there. Your compass. You got your speed limit warnings, driving aids, which I have forward collision, blind spots turned on, as well as lane departure warning on. Tire pressures. The cool thing with this tire pressure system, it will actually beep at you when you reach the correct pressure. Start stop. I don't use start stop. I'm not a fan of it. I would rather save the wear and tear on the starter. Yeah, it's under warranty. I get it. You know, your driver settings. Doing maintenance, all that. All your alerts, vehicle settings. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount you guys to the window here. We're going to go for a little drive. Alright you guys, I got you mounted on the window there. It's not the most stable mount, but let's go for a ride. Hopefully image stabilization on the GoPro here will take care of any vibration and shock. As you could probably see, we're not on the smoothest road right here. One thing I noticed right away getting this truck was how heavy the steering was. A lot of reviews that I saw did say that the steering was heavy, and I've had other vehicles with hydraulic steering as well. And yeah, compared to those, it's right on par. It's not overly heavy in my opinion, but you know, if you're coming from, let's say, an Escape that had electrically assisted steering, which was fairly light, to the truck here with pure hydraulic steering, yeah, it's going to be heavy. But I've already gotten used to it. Got 540 miles on the truck. Been driving it since the 3rd of July. Yeah. Drives like a truck, rides like a truck. Is a truck, does truck things. Can't really complain. So we're gonna get on the road here, take a drive going into town. Noise for the blinkers ain't really all that loud. It's kind of subdued, honestly. You can hear these hand-cooked Dynapro AT2s throwing dirt and rocks out of them. Good thing for fender liners and mud flaps, eh? Here we are at 55 miles an hour, and I know the speed limit thing on the dash there is saying 45. This is actually 55.3 here. So that system, while new, is out of date. Fairly quiet for a truck, not a lot of wind noise. Some of the noise you're hearing is actually road noise. It's 9-speed transmission, is pretty smooth. You don't really feel the shifts. Truck's got good power, you know, 310 horsepower will get you moving quick. Even though it is a 4,700 pound truck. Let's just say it's got enough power to get out of its own way, which I do like. So what are some things that I have found about the truck that I don't particularly like? Well, the premium audio. Okay, the Fender system. 10 speakers, Fender, got the subwoofer. Tell me why, for a premium audio system, that I cannot adjust the mid-range, nor can I adjust the level of the subwoofer separately from the bass adjustment. The only audio adjustments you have are treble, bass, you have your left-right balance, and then your front to rear fade. And then I can adjust the level of speed sensitive volume. Beyond that, there's no mid-range adjustment and there's no subwoofer adjustment. You would think on a premium audio system that you would have those basic adjustments, but they are clearly lacking here. This is something that Nissan themselves could very easily patch in with a software update. And maybe they will, who knows? I just find it odd that a premium system was lacking basic adjustments. And because of those lack of basic adjustments, I find that I have to really turn the bass down in system and really crank the treble up for it to sound halfway decent. It's not the worst factory system I've ever heard. It's certainly not the best factory system I've ever heard. It is more than adequate for, you know, listening, and it can get loud. But the system needs more software refinement to really bring about what this system can be capable of. I do believe the ride quality is great. The brakes are great. It's fairly responsive. It does truck things. And it's everything that I've wanted in a brand new truck, and honestly nothing that I didn't want. Like I said, I do apologize if the video is a little shaky. I'm hoping the GoPro's image stabilization will correct that. But the suction cup mount I'm using, it seems to be a little flimsy. It is what it is. This is also the first brand new vehicle I've ever purchased. Everything I've purchased in the past has been used, newest of which being 3 years old at the time of purchase. That includes my 2008 Grand Cherokee and the 2014 Grand Cherokee. Both were 3 years old at the time of purchase. And of course, we got a bass head behind us, so you're hearing that if you hear it. I think the noise deadening in the truck is pretty solid. Truck winds out to 7,000 RPM. It's 3.8 liter, really bringing the power on, especially from the mid-range up. But that's typical of a lot of naturally aspirated sixes. You gotta kind of rev them up a little bit to get the most out of them. And funny enough, it sounds like my old 3.7 liter Grand Cherokee from 2008. And you'd think, as advanced as the VQ38 is, that it wouldn't sound like an ancient PowerTech 3.7. Not necessarily a bad thing, but the 3.7 wasn't known to be a particularly great sounding engine. Now, what could definitely fix that? Putting an equal length exhaust on it. Being unequal length, you kind of throw off the tone a bit. And as far as I know, there is no aftermarket equal length exhaust, so I may have to build one. Pair it with an aftermarket kit and just, you know, equalize it. But anyway, I'm parking here at the store. I gotta grab a couple of things, and I'll get back, get this video edited and uploaded, and we'll be good to go. I will see you all in the next one.